19 minutes after 7 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. It's March 2nd, 2015, and 61 degrees here at The Source, broadcasting live from the Panic Mall just outside the WOCA commissary. Good morning, Robin. How are you?
Oh, good, Larry. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Got a new month to work with, an easier to pronounce month, March.
Yes.
Easier to say March than February.
Yep. You can know that the R is
April,
in March.
all the other months. February is the hardest month to pronounce. Just thought I'd point that out. Got a good show this morning. 7:35. Stephen A. Tolle is coming on. He's an interrogator and a language specialist in the United States Army. He worked on the prisoner of war missing in action searches in Southeast Asia as a member of the Joint Task Force. He served in a psychological unit in the reserves, and he's written a book called he's written a book called The Jake Thomas Trilogy, several novels actually, but he's coming on to talk about reading.
Yes.
Read Across America is a campaign that starts today.
Yep.
And he'll be talking about it and the importance of readings, which is one of those things that if you didn't pick up on it already, Robin and I have been promoting books forever.
Yes, we have.
We've been involved
Decades.
with the Literacy Council for, this is the fourth year now, right? This is the fourth year. Our involvement is not as much, as deep as those who actually work for them. Joe Martone, in fact, it's on the board of directors. Our involvement is to help raise money for them, which, by the way, we're involved with another one. We'll tell you our little plan. We came up with a scheme this weekend. So we'll tell you what it is
It's a good one,
later on.
I think.
We hope. We hope. Every time we have an idea, it's one of those crush your fingers, hope it works kind of thing. But anyway, it's always fun. After the interview with Stephen Tolle at 7:45, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something. I don't know that I agree with this, but we interviewed Adrian Wiley. Remember, he was running for governor. He was with the Libertarian Party.
Yep.
Well, he's expected to be in court today to face criminal charges of driving with no valid driver's license.
Oh, my.
Now, he is trying to make a point, and I want to tell you what his point is. He doesn't feel like the information that we are required to give in order to get a state ID and maybe even a driver's license, we'll find out together, is constitutional. Is it unconstitutional to ask for the information that is required for some forms of ID? So we'll kind of talk about that. We'll see if we agree with Mr. Wiley or not. He's putting himself through the court system just to try to make his point. So I guess it's only fair that we give it a little bit of attention. News Bites at 8:35. That's when we take the news from around the world, around the nation, around the state, and around town, and we deliver it bite-sized. We make it smaller, shorter, easier to digest.
Yes.
Well, that's not always true. That's not always true. But anyway, it's just our way of delivering a bunch of news in a short period of time. Hopefully, you're already familiar with the segment. Bern Pareso at 9:05. She's our beautiful medical reporter. She comes in here every Monday and talks to us about health providers in Marion County and Ocala specifically. Frankie Bailey at 9:20. Frankie Bailey is a professor in the School of Criminal Justice at the University of Albany in New York. And she, has written a book called What the Fly Saw. What the Fly Saw.
Yeah, that's a sequel to her book we had her on before, like The Red Queen or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, What the Red Queen Saw. Something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Zach, oh gosh, how do you say this guy's name? Poifus. Poifus?
I don't know.
He's a Poifus. Zach Poifus is an advanced higher brain living facilitator, whatever that means, and the owner of the Awaken Higher Brain Living Center.
Yeah, we'll see.
Higher brain living, a new brain, a new beginning. 9:35 is that discussion. Matt Gibbs will be here at 10:05. He's going to talk to us about our cars, our automobiles, and what we need to do to keep them running smoothly. Jack Cohen is the chairman of the Association of Bell-Tel Retirees. Oh, this is an important topic for some of you. I got some email about it. He's going to talk about the Court of Appeals hearing the class action lawsuit of the transfer of 41,000 Verizon management retirees' pensions into a single group annuity sponsored by the Prudential Insurance Company. It's over my head.
Yeah.
But some of you out there are interested in this, and I know because I didn't get a whole load of emails, but I got a couple. And yes, Jack Cohen is going to talk about that. If you have a question, don't ask me. Don't ask me now, and don't ask me after it's all done, because a 10-minute interview doesn't give me everything. But he might have the answer for you, so I encourage you to call in at that time. I'm sure he'll give us a way to find out more information. There's probably a website or something.
Yeah.
Sherry Calborn is known as the Juice Lady. She's going to tell you the importance of following an anti-inflammation diet to decrease heart disease. She makes juice. She has one of those juice machines, right?
Yep.
28 days to restore your body and feel great.
That's an entrepreneurial idea.
I got a fun game for you and Joe today, Robert.
Cool.
Fun with Joe. I have corporations that started out in garages.
Oh, neat.
Or like dorm rooms in small places. I will give you the gist of the origins and where they were and what garage or what dorm room or whatever. And you just tell me what corporation they became. And they're huge corporations. They're household names, these corporations.
Okay. We started out in your garage.
Yeah, and look at us now. And look how far we've come.
I know. Yeah.
It's true. I wasn't going to say that. I did think it, though.
Yeah.
All right, and then when Galen is on things you should never say to a woman.
Oh.
Things, guys, you should never say to a woman, not just your woman, any woman.
Oh, okay.
Just don't say these things. These are 11 tips for us guys to, keep peace and harmony on the planet.
Oh, okay.
I guess you could turn it around if you want to wreak havoc, then you would say these things, right?
Sure, exactly.
Somewhere this morning, I'm also going to tell you about a trending topic. Somebody has figured out the most popular panties in America.
Really?
Yep.
Are they edible?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
But Florida has its own. Wisconsin has its own. Each state has their own best-selling pair of panties. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a crazy topic.
I can't wait to hear
it's a
this one.
It's a trending topic. It's just like William Shatner not showing up at Leonard Nimoy's memorial service.
Yeah, he should have.
That's a big topic right now.
Yeah, he should have postponed his.
He should have done something.
Yeah. I don't care if that his daughters went in his stead. He should have gone.
Should have gone.
The people would have understood, and they would have, waited for him to come back.
Absolutely.
For their event.
Absolutely. Well.
Yeah. Too late now.
He made his decision. How close were they? I guess they were really close, huh?
Yeah, from what I understand.
Well, this happens sometimes. I don't know. I can sort of understand it. I mean, that's your friend. I don't want to go to my friend's funeral.
Well,
I would, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, but it's only right because you can't get that time back. They were in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. together way in the beginning in the black and white days. Yeah. Yeah.
They were in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
Yeah, I think William Shatner played a good guy and
I didn't know that.
Nimoy was like a bad guy.
I didn't know that.
In the same episode.
Hold on, before we run out of time, we got a phone call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, Larry.
Hey, Norm, how you doing?
Hi.
I heard you had a birthday.
My kids told me you announced my birthday.
Yes, I did.
I missed it.
Uh-oh.
At any rate, I just called to wish you both well.
Well, we made a video for you. Did you see it?
No.
Well, anyway,
Out of breath on the telephone.
happy birthday.
Well, thank you so much. Have a great day, too.
Thank you, Norm.
Thank
Good to
you,
hear from you.
Norm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Maybe they'll show it to him later on.
Yeah, well, they probably showed it to him. He was just probably caught up in the moment.
Could be.
They
Yeah.
created a wonderful video and asked
Could be.
people to submit their birthday wishes to him.
Could be.
So.
All right, so let's see. Some things in the news. I was just telling you about the Leonard Nimoy, William Shatner thing.
Yes.
They called him in the New York Daily News Captain Jerk for not attending the funeral of Leonard Nimoy.
He should have gone.
Should have gone.
Should have gone.
So he was trying to defend himself on Twitter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's going to happen.
Another actor in the news, 61-year-old Butch Patrick. Do you remember the name?
Yes, I heard your news this morning. That was so cool.
He played Eddie Munster in The Munsters, and he was in Daytona yesterday. He's part of a tour. It's a 50th anniversary of The Munsters tour. It's a 2-year tour. That's a long tour.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yep.
He's got his life set up. So he's 61 now, and he sort of kind of looks the same, except he doesn't have that widow's peak. Mm-hmm. Is that what they call it, a widow's peak, where the front of your hairline dips down into your forehead?
Yep, that's it.
So I never knew this part about that show. The black and white Munsters had a 70. How many episodes? 70 episodes.
You said 70.
And then it was canceled due to the decreasing ratings because Batman was put on the air on another channel, another network, whatever, and Batman was in color.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to watch Batman. It was in color. And plus Batman was an exciting show. Munsters had already been on for 70 shows. All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. Iraqi forces launching a major offensive against ISIS.
This latest Iraq offensive is being supported by artillery and airstrikes from the U.S.-led coalition as well as Iraqi military. Iraqi troops are now taking the fight to ISIS and Tikrit, the hometown of the late Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein. In an effort to drive the terrorists out of the region, Iraqi government TV saying some of the militants have already been pushed out of the city.
Fox's Kelly Wright in Washington. Another weekend winter blast for the Northeast.
Well, you live here your whole life. You got to deal with it.
Boston is a few inches shy of setting a new season snow record, bidding for a 7th Sprint Cup title.
His 71st career win. Jimmy Johnson wins the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500.
The call on Fox Sports, defending champ Kevin Harvick finishing second at Atlanta, followed by Dale Earnhardt Jr. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation.
Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Bay.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The #1 place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives and our kids' lives better? Nothing. At Fox Business, we don't have a problem with success. We have a very big problem with those who get in the way of it. We don't come out of the box bashing those who make money, just the politicians stealing it and the bureaucracies wasting it. We're not just sitting behind a desk. We're out in the field, on the floor, with the folks. Because when a story moves forward, so do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper. Check your local listings.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
www. WOCA,
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. I don't know where our interrogator is, Robin. Where is our interrogator?
I don't know.
Stephen Tolle, supposed to call in with read across America.
That's right. Big thing.
Here. Oh, this might
There
be him
he
right
is.
now. Let's see if I'm going to answer it live on the air. See if we have our guest on the phone.
Okay.
Good morning. This is WOCA. I hope you're our guest. Is this Stephen Tolle?
This is Stephen Tolle.
Hey,
Good morning.
hey, Stephen. Thank you for calling in. We had to jump on the air, so we didn't get to chat with you off the air. Just so you know who we are, I'm Larry, and that lady is Robin over there.
Good morning.
Here you go. How are you?
Good morning, Robin.
Good morning.
Where are you calling from, Stephen?
I'm actually calling from Sacramento, California.
All right. Oh, wow. You got up early to be with us. Appreciate that. Still dark out, right?
What's that?
Still dark out in Sacramento.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's still a little early, but I normally get up around 5, so it's not that much of a stretch for me.
I know you have an important topic. Read across America. Is today the day, or is this the week, or is it both? Is it the whole thing, the whole week?
Well, actually, today is the official Read Across America Day, which is March 2nd, obviously. But I know that there are events going on. Read Across America is obviously a project sponsored by the National Education Association.
Okay.
And it obviously to encourage both children and teens to develop both their reading skills and a love for reading. And I know that they do have, they use Dr. Seuss characters kind of as their mascots, and they have the cat bus that is driving around. So it's not just today, but I believe for the next few weeks it'll be going around the country.
Oh, okay.
Encouraging reading.
Now, you are also an author. We mentioned your background before, so I don't want you to think we neglected to introduce you properly. But you were an interrogator and a language specialist in the Army, and you worked with the searches for the POWs and the MIAs. So what a background you have. And now you're an author. You write the Jake Thomas books. Is that right?
That's correct. I wrote the Jake Thomas trilogy. It's a young adult fantasy series. And I know both of you are creative individuals. So both my friends and my family had always encouraged me to write. Apparently, they thought I wrote well. So my mom was an elementary school teacher for about 30 years. My father, a school principal. So obviously, education was big in my house. And my mom said she always saw these little hints of creativity as I grew up, and kind of my vivid imagination. So it was always this encouragement to sit down and write, but the task of writing a book is, I'm sure you're well aware, it does take a lot of effort to kind of retain that creativity over the whole period of time. So when I first started writing the book, I thought I was going to have one book and that was it. But then once I started outlining it, I kind of developed my storyline where I was going to go. All of a sudden I go, oops, probably about 3 books. So,
and sometimes publishers like that when an author can say, I got 3 of them. Yeah.
Well, in this end, I actually did the self-publishing route myself. So, which was an experience in and of itself, learning all the ins and outs, because I'd never written a book before and never tried to publish anything before. So this was my first effort, and obviously I made some stumbles along the way. But as I continued to write and publish, I got more experience at it, and hopefully a little better as time went on.
Absolutely, and the one thing I think we've said, when the Harry Potter books were first really, really popular, I can remember having somewhat of a debate with people about the content of the books, because some people didn't like the whole wizardry thing. But I remember saying, gosh, the kids are standing in line waiting to buy a book. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. They're reading. They understand it's fantasy. They understand it's all, a story. But all throughout history, we've had stories that were fantasy-like, right?
Correct. And, of course, I grew up, I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. So, and again, obviously, my parents encouraged my brother and I and sister to read as we grew up. So my brother and I were really big fantasy, sci-fi fans. We read the classics, obviously Tolkien, Edgar Rice Burroughs, those kind of books. And over the years, I developed, a variety of authors that we read throughout our lives. And, and of course, you always know, it's fantasy. You understand that.
Yeah.
And each had different magic type systems and the different things that go along with fantasy series. And so when I read those when I read the Harry Potter books as well, and I was a little taken aback by the protest. But I'm like, it's a fantasy, and the kids know it's fantasy.
It sounds like we're on the same page with that issue. Yeah, it's exactly how I felt.
And one of the wonderful things about your writing is that the children have to soak up every word and scenario. They can't jump around, and I think that's a problem also. Adults, like to jump around on things, and that influences their children, and then the children miss the best part of the stories.
Correct, and that's one of the... There's a movement called the slow reading movement that's out there now. And what they found over the years now is obviously we are all, bathed in technology every day from probably the time we get up to the time we go to bed. And obviously, and when I watch these kids nowadays with their phones, I'm just going, wow, how about you put that down and talk to each other? But that's my own personal opinion on that.
Yeah, right.
But what happens, they said, is over the years now, we kind of become accustomed to reading as we would on an iPad or something like that. And they've actually said that our reading patterns have changed when you're compared, like, especially with the internet and things like this. Instead of reading left to right throughout the whole paragraph, they say we read left to right for the first couple sentences, and then suddenly our eyes drop down, 3 or 4 sentences, and try to get, so we're scanning for information. We're not actually reading the whole thing for information. And so what the slow reading movement is to take the time, turn off the internet, turn off the TV, maybe put a little music on, get a chair, and, it could be an ebook, but just take a book and read for pleasure. And they recommend half an hour, 45 minutes, just, kind of decompress, deconnect, and just sit there and read a book.
Yeah, that's wonderful advice. I'm with you on that whole. I don't like that. Back with the Evelyn speed reading course, whatever that thing was.
Wood,
remember, I knew a lady who was like a master at that, and she'd finish a book like in an hour. Mm-hmm. And I said, did you really read the whole thing? No, of course not. well, isn't that? Aren't you missing something? I mean, how are you going to understand where James Bond got the exploding pen from? You might have skipped that paragraph.
Yeah, and that's the thing with obviously, if you find a book that you enjoy, the slow reading movement, they encourage, obviously, literary fiction, just because you kind of lose yourself to get away from everything. But, some people like nonfiction. I'm not, I'm sure someone walks into a bookstore and says, hey, look, there's a book titled Just Kidding, the history and politics of proving and goat farming, and say, hey, that's what I got to read that.
Sure, of course.
I personally would not, but... but if that's something that really you enjoy, those kind of things, read that.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about reading something you enjoy and just taking the time to enjoy it. I know as a kid when I would, I know movies and video games, and you can lose yourself in those things. But, you look at the clock, suddenly 4 hours have passed. Like, where did all that time go? But I used to do that with books as well, and especially when I had authors that had series coming out. And when that new book came out, man, I was the first in line to grab that book. And I would sit there and read for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. Because I was into the story. I wanted to find out what happened.
And it's really easy to see how that pays off later in life. If you've spent your time reading, how later on other reading becomes so easy for you. Robert and I are involved this year for the 4th year in trying to raise money for a local literacy council. Mm-hmm. And their job is to educate adults who, for some reason or other, didn't learn to read when they were younger. And it's really, you really realize how lucky or blessed is maybe a better word that you are when somebody encouraged you to read when you were younger, when you see people who are our age who haven't learned to read.
Correct. And one of the things that was interesting when doing a little research on the slow reading movement and things like that, 20 years ago, there was a study done that showed that the better a child read in first grade, the more academic success they had by the time they were a junior in high school. So it definitely correlated their reading skills to their future successes. And obviously, reading is the foundation for everything. If you don't know how to read, how are you going to do mathematics? How are you going to do, learn history, these kind of things? So as that organization, reading is fundamental, it truly is. And so obviously, anything we can do to get the young people to read and gain those skills obviously is important.
And anytime there's a book that is attracting a younger audience, I think it's always a good thing. Before we run out of time, Stephen, do you want to leave our listeners with a website? Do you have one of your own, first of all?
Correct. My website is just my name, StephenATolle.com. Stephen with a V, A, T as in Tom, OLLE.com.
Okay. And is there a website for the Read Across America campaign?
Yes. Well, if you go to my website, there's also a link, but you can also go directly to the National Education Association, which is NEA.org. And you can find the link there to the Reading Across America. And they talk a little bit about the programs. They have pledges, signage, things like that. So I would encourage people, if your kids are in school especially, see if they're having an event. If not, even if your school's not having an event, I'd encourage the parents tonight, when they get home, just turn off the TV, take the internet away, and maybe encourage your kids to read or sit with them and read with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Good message. Thank you for getting up early to deliver that to us here on the East Coast, and have fun with all your radio stations this morning. I'm guessing you have a lot of them. Stephen A. Tolle, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Larry and Robin. You have a great day.
Thank you. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. After some dense morning fog, we'll see some sunshine, followed by increasing clouds today, high 76 to 80. And partly cloudy tonight with areas of fog forming late tonight and lasting into tomorrow morning. Tonight's low 60 to 64. Later tomorrow, partly sunny and warm, high 77 to 81. On Wednesday, sunshine, some clouds, and even warmer, the high 81 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Jimmy Johnson wins his 4th race at Atlanta. This is the Coca-Cola Monday Morning Race Refresher, sponsored by Coca-Cola. Enjoy the race with an ice-cold Coke, the official soft drink of NASCAR.
Tony Stewart and Joey Logano shopping together.